Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about understanding your financial statements. So no matter what type of accounting software you use or whether you're using an Excel spreadsheet, your reports, your financial reports are going to be very important for you to review weekly, monthly, in order to make important business decisions. We're going to start off today with QuickBooks Desktop, and we'll just go through some of the critical reports that really will help you as your business operations and decision making goes. So you can see up at the top, there is a little ribbon of different options. So you can see that I have highlighted the one that says reports. So if you go into that tab, you can see there's a whole lot of different options. So I usually go down to where it says company financials, and within there, you're going to find your profit and loss. You're going to find your balance sheet, profit and loss by class. You can look at previous years. So you're going to have a lot of different options. You're also going to see underneath company and financials, customers and receivables. So you can take a quick look at your receivable report, vendors and payables, budgets and forecasts. So there's a lot of different options. So let's go through just a couple of those critical reports. The first one is the balance sheet. I always like to pull up the report, the option that says balance sheet previous year comparison. So you can actually take a look at this year up to date and compare it to last year at the same exact time. And then you can just scroll through and see, are you operating better, worse? How are your assets? How are your liabilities? So you can see in here is a nice comparison of assets and liabilities. And then you can see, for instance, your checking account. You can see how this example company, their cash actually increased by $11,000. So you can go through all the different categories just to see where you compare to last year. And here's your liabilities. So are you paying down on those liabilities? Do you have more liabilities than you did last year? What is your long-term liability status, total liabilities compared to last year? So you can see here, they've reduced their liabilities. So that's a good thing. Another report you can pull up is called the Accounts Receivable Aging Summary. And this just gives you that list of all your clients. And then are they current? Are they 61 to 90? Do you need to contact them? Do you need to re-invoice them? So this is another great report to take a glance at. Just because you've provided that service, now you're waiting for that physical cash. Profit and loss. Now this is going to take your revenue streams and subtract out all of your expenses. So remember, when you're entering all those transactions into your accounting software, it's accumulating into these accounts so that you can run reports like this. So this is just for one particular month, but you can see your revenue, if you have costs of goods sold, what the gross profit would be, and then all your other administrative expenses, and then down to your net income, which is your bottom line number. And then how about the detail? So this is another great report. You can pull up your profit and loss detail, and it's going to give you every transaction that you have populated into all the different accounts on your chart of accounts. Profit and loss previous year comparison. So similar to that balance sheet comparison that we looked at earlier. So you can take all of your up-to-date, year-to-date income and expense and compare it to last year. So you can kind of just go through, see the construction income, how much they've grown just within this year. And then cost of goods sold, they are keeping that down in relation to their increase in revenue streams. And then compare, and you can see the insurance comparison, and all your other utilities, so on and so forth. So it gives you a great perspective of, okay, this is where we were last year at this time, and here we are this year. So are we good? Are we bad? How can we re-strategize or make different decisions? And then you can see, of course, your net income, your bottom line number. So with this example report, Of course, they're doing better this year. We've already talked about their revenue increases and keeping their costs of goods sold down in relation to that. So great comparison, great way to see how your operations are flowing from one year to the next. And then if you were fortunate enough to have the budget module, I know in QuickBooks Desktop that is available, so you can actually pre-populate your budget information for your whole entire year and then run this report every month. And boy, does this really give you a lot of information. You can compare to what your guideline was. What were your goals that were set up for revenue and expenses? And then it gives you that over budget column. Where are your variances? What are your differences? And then you could take the time to investigate that. And once again, that's really going to drive your business decisions. So this, I think, is one of the best reports because you can come up with your vision for the next year, and then you can track how you're meeting those goals with your actual numbers. So this is a really, really great report to use to make important decisions and strategy. Okay, so QuickBooks Online, once again, you're going to get a whole slew of different reports, very similar to the reports that we talked about. And depending on what module you have is whether or not you're going to have the budget feature. But you can go into the reports tab and you can see the menus just lined up a little bit different. So you're going to find all those specific reports just under that report tab. And then a lot of you use a software called Wave Apps. It's a free accounting software. Once again, you're going to be populating all your transactions, and then you can actually go in to your reports tab on the left-hand side, and you're going to have options like profit and loss, balance sheet. You can do year-to-year comparisons. You can look at a summary, and you can also look at a detail report. And then you can actually go in and click on all of your accounts, and you can see what makes up those numbers. And you could do that also with any of the QuickBook modules. You could double click on a number and see what's behind that number. So very similar. You're going to be able to look at profit and loss, accounts receivable. You're also going to be able to look at balance sheets. So just a great way to get that summary, to get up to date, and to look forward, making your decisions and being strategic. And you can see these are the expenses on your, once again, this is Wave Apps, and then you can see the bottom line number, that net profit. And then if you use just a general Excel spreadsheet, if you have a more simplified business operation, then this might be all you need. But boy, this can also give you lots of information if you break it down by month. What months do better than other months? Do you make more money in any particular month? So really, that's going to help you look forward and once again be strategic, chart out all your expenses, and then that'll bring you to your net income number. So that's it for understanding financial statements. If you would like to set up a one-on-one appointment, you can contact the Lorain County Community College SBDC. And my name is Susie Dills, and I am the consultant that specializes in the financial area.